25.10 is absolutely filled with AP item changes as we have 13 different items being adjusted. There are a few champion changes sprinkled in as well, but the main theme of the patch is going to be centered around those item changes. So as always, we're going to have the complete rundown of every single change that's going to be headed to live servers this upcoming Wednesday, May 14th. And it is absolutely no secret that League's ranking system, well, it's designed to trap you. It pulls you in with those games where everything clicks and you carry hard, only to balance it out with those frustrating matches that literally feel unwinnable from the start. This cycle just keeps you in the grind, hoping for change, but never quite breaking through. And what most players don't realize is that escaping this cycle requires specific skills and specific strategies tailored to your exact rank. And that is where Skill-Capped comes in. We are the only service in this industry that has invested millions of dollars into identifying what actually works at every tier. Our challenger coaches have mapped out the best and most useful strategies that turn hard-stuck players into consistent climbers. And you can access all this expertise for less than $9 a month with our annual plan. We are so confident in our method that our business model depends on your success. Climb at least 5 divisions while actively using Skill-Capped or claim a full refund, no questions asked. So stop wasting all that time on the rank treadmill. Start climbing today with proven strategies designed specifically to break through your current rank. Check us out by clicking the link in the top right corner or in the description below. And with that being said, let's get into it. So let's start off by running down all the AP item changes, and first up, we've got Bloodletters Curse. Health on the item is going up from 350 to 400. AP is up from 60 to 65. The magic resist shred per stack is going up from 5 to 7.5%. However, max stacks is being lowered from 6 to 4. So it's just all around a straight buff to Bloodletters, as even though the max stacks are down from 6 to 4, you are still going to be gaining the exact same 30% shred at max stacks due to you gaining 7.5 per stack instead of 5. Cryptbloom is going to have its recipe altered, as you're now going to be able to purchase an additional amp tome instead of needing 900 gold to complete the item after building Blighting Jewel and Fiendish Codex. The cost of Cryptbloom is going up from 2,850 to 3,000. Ability power is being increased from 60 to 70. Magic Pin is going up from 30 to 35%. And then the passive heal AP ratio is dropping from 25 to 15%. We've got some pretty big changes to Rocketbelt, with the recipe being altered so that you no longer need a Kindle gem and instead will have a Codex and Ruby Crystal in its place. The cost of the item is going to be increased by 50 gold. Health is going down from 350 to 300. AP is up from 60 to 70, and ability haste is up as well from 15 to 20. So overall, more offensive power in exchange for a little bit less durability. Horizon Focus is being changed in a pretty big way, with its Hypershot damage amplifier being completely removed. In exchange, you're going to be receiving much more AP though, going from 75 to 110. Recipe is being swapped around a little bit too, with an amp tome being removed and replaced by a blasting wand. Cost of Horizon Focus is going up from 2,700 to 2,900 gold. The only AP item that's getting flat out nerfed for this patch is Liandrys. AP is being reduced from 70 to 60. Liandrys had honestly been such a staple purchase for almost all mages, AP bruisers, and even some assassins, so with it getting nerfed and almost all other AP items receiving buffs, we should now see much less of Liandrys moving forward. Lich Bane's recipe is going to be way more efficient moving forward, with needlessly large rod being replaced by a blasting wand. Cost of Lich Bane is also being heavily reduced from 3,200 to 2,900 gold. To compensate though, AP is dropping from 115 to 100. However, this is a great trade-off because 15 AP does have a gold value of 300, so you're not losing any efficiency and are just going to be able to complete your purchase faster. Ludens is going to be receiving a very simple buff for this patch, with the cost being lowered from 2,850 to 2,750. Just one buff for Malignance, with the AP on the item going up from 85 to 90. More cost reduction changes up next, with Morello seeing its price reduced from 2,950 to 2,850. The cost of Nashors Tooth is going down from 3,000 to 2,900 gold. Rabadons is getting the same 100 gold reduction buff, going from 3,600 to 3,500 gold. The Seraphs Embrace passive is going to be changed so that instead of granting you a base shield of 200, the Lifeline Shield mana ratio is going from 20% current mana to 18% of your max mana. And then Stormsurge is the final item that's going to be changed for this patch, with the cost going down from 2,900 to 2,800 gold. Movement speed on Stormsurge is up from 4 to 6%, and now to compensate though, you're going to no longer gain movement speed upon proccing the Stormsurge passive. You'll also no longer receive 30 gold if the champion you're hitting dies before the Stormsurge passive goes off. And then we've just got one rune change for 25.10, as Unsealed Spellbook is going to be adjusted so that the base recharge time is dropping from 5 to 4 minutes. So moving on to all of the champion changes now, let's run through the buffs first, starting with Cho'Gath. Base attack speed is going up from 0.625 to 0.658. Q base damage is dropping from 80 scaling to 320 to 80 scaling to 300. E max health ratio is up from 2.5 scaling to 3.5% to 3 scaling to 4%. Senna is going to be receiving 3 different buffs, with her crit chance per 20 souls collected being increased from 8 to 10%. Soul drop rate from kills is being increased from 8.4 to 14%, and Q heal AP ratio is going down from 60 to 50%. So overall, changes that are more skewed to help Senna in the ADC role as opposed to support. Now we do have some scaling buffs going to Smolder, as his Q damage per stack is going up from 0.3 to 0.4. Q max health burn damage per 100 stacks is being increased from 0.4 to 0.5%, and E damage per stack is going up from 0.1 to 0.12. We have got a plethora of fiddle changes aimed at nerfing support while keeping jungle in a good spot. Q percent health damage is dropping from 5 scaling to 9% to 4 scaling to 6%. Q current health AP ratio is being increased from 2 to 3%. Q fear duration is being lowered from 1.25 scaling to 2.25 seconds to 1.2 scaling to 2 seconds. W is getting a small buff though, with the AP ratio being increased from 35 to 40%. So Fiddle support is definitely going to be nerfed here because of the Q changes and the fact that he doesn't build AP with his meta build, so the AP ratio buffs really don't help him for support at all. Jungle, on the other hand though, won't be affected as badly because the AP ratio buffs will be of impact. So expectations going into the patch are that support is definitely in a weaker spot, while jungle should be either neutral or slightly weaker. We have got a Kayn Nerf going live for 25.10, as his health growth is dropping from 109 to 103. Lulu is going to be nerfed, with her armor growth being lowered from 4.9 to 4.6, and our cooldown is going to be up from 100 to 120 seconds at rank 1. We have yet another patch with Naafiri on the nerf list, as this time her passive monster damage is being lowered from 155 to 135%. Xin Zhao is going to be receiving a scaling nerf to his armor growth, as it's dropping from 5 to 4.4. Yuumi's going to be losing some power on her R, with base heal per wave going down from 35 scaling to 65 to 30 scaling to 50. Vi is going to be receiving a few changes to her Q, with the base damage going down, and the bonus AD ratio will be dropping as well. Our mana cost is going to be lowered from 100 scaling to 150 to 100 at all ranks. And then our base damage is going to be down from 150 scaling to 400 to 150 scaling to 350. Okay guys, one last thing. Our rank up guarantee is absolutely insane. It's kind of like signing up for the gym and then just getting a refund if you don't get ripped. That's how confident we are in Skillcapped. We obsess over making the best guides with the top players, the rigorous testing, and top-tier video editing to make your climb as easy as possible. If you're ready to level up, just visit skillcapped.com and literally see the difference. So there you have it, everyone. Those are all of the changes for patch 25.10 that are going to be hitting live servers this upcoming Wednesday, May 14th. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.